show. We're coming to you live from Uccello's in Caledonia if you're watching us on the various media platforms. And we're here Tuesday nights at 7. We'll be talking a number of Davenport sports, mostly emphasis on football, but we've got swimming and diving we're going to also feature on tonight's show as well. If you're listening to us on Magic 104.9 right now, we're leading you right up to Davenport's game this Saturday afternoon at Northwood University. This is part of the pregame show for that. But right now we are going to talk football. Davenport coach Sparky McEwen joins us right now after a tough 16-3 loss at home to Wayne State, a game that had so many, probably maybe a half dozen plays that that you go one way as opposed to the other, where that would make a difference.
Yep, you go into games like that, and especially in this conference where Rick, you have to play near perfect football in this conference because the parity is there with many of the teams. And we knew we had a team coming in Wayne State that was tough. This is a team that finished, I think, number 2 in the conference last year and had high expectations this year, and they've fallen on some tough times, and they were looking for their first victory. And we've been playing very tough defensively, and we've had some struggles on the offensive side of the ball, and we really felt like this is a game where if we took care of our quarterback, we took care of the ball, and stay on the right side of the penalties, that we had a chance to pull this one out, and we did. And just a few too many missed assignments, physical errors.
I thought a key sequence in the third quarter, you're down 10-3, but Aaron Hill, who's going to join us on the show in a little bit, made a terrific interception, ran it back inside the 10, first and goal. However, there's an illegal block on the play. That moves you back 15, and then you get a holding penalty next play, end up getting nothing for it, and I thought that really took a little bit of the air out of you.
Well, more so than I wouldn't say took air out of the situation, because, and I understand from that standpoint, that perspective, it looks that way. I felt like not scoring at that point in time what it would have done to the other team. Okay, the other team was struggling to get a victory, and sometimes, all week we were talking about getting up early. And when you're going against an opponent that hasn't, tasted victory on the season, it's easier for them to go in another direction. Okay, so it really bothered me from the standpoint of what it did to the other team, So, but
that gave them hope.
It did. And after a great play by Milk, that's what we call him. We call him Milk. And I'll let him
call Aaron. Okay, I'll ask him about that.
That's what we call him. But we had an opportunity there, and it was an opportunity that we did not take advantage of, and that's been happening, far more than I would like. If I sat here and told you I return 18, 19 starters next year, and then you say, okay, well, he's making an excuse that he's young. Well, the case of the fact of the matter is we are, a young, talented team, and we also are young mentally, physically. I think we've got a group here that's a talented group, but I really, really think that our maturity, is not where it needs to be in order to play championship caliber football right now. And we're learning some very, very valuable lessons.
You continue to show some growth in the running game. 248 yards, just a hair under 5 yards a pop, and that continues to get better.
That's the disappointing thing. The week before we had 38 unheard of minutes in the time of possession. That's unheard of. And then this past week, once again, I think we, I think it may have been almost close to 34 minutes.
Yeah.
Against a program like that. Normally when you play Wayne State, they're going to be the ones controlling the time of possession because they have a power run game, huge line. But we've been able to run the football. We've got on the right track of that. But we've had some struggles in the area of passing and in protecting. We have not protected our passer the way that I would have liked. And with that being said, we've suffered some tough injuries at the quarterback position because of it.
Yeah, Blake Daniels got the start again. Showed some good things last week. Then Saturday, a few good. But as you said, he got the snap sometimes and was already out of the pocket as soon as he got it.
Yeah. In those situations there, we have things in place where, we can help ourselves. and it comes with recognition. We didn't recognize some of the things that they were doing to us, whether it be, up front or from the trigger man position or the receiver position. It was things that, mistakes that you make as a young ball club that you want to make sure when you get into this last quarter of your season that you're not making those same type of, recognition errors.
You were able to get in the fourth quarter your young redshirt freshman Jake Jensen some snaps at quarterback. How did you assess his performance under a tough situation?
Man, what a tough situation to go into. And he goes into that situation, and he actually orchestrated a nice drive, got the ball down there, executed a play that we have designed to score, and we scored the touchdown, and they waved it off. And when you go look at the film, it was a touchdown. They shouldn't have waved it off.
I've seen the film of it, and it wasn't even close.
No, it wasn't close.
They called it an illegal forward pass, and he was almost 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
Yeah, he did. And the unfortunate thing about that is nothing you can do about it. And at that point in time, you put yourself in position to, potentially, because I had 3 timeouts left, to win the game, and we never got that shot. And it's unfortunate, but, there's a lot of other things that happened before then that we probably would have to put ourselves in that position, but, you have to be honest with young people. If I sit there as a coach and the guys see that, there was a situation that took place, I pride myself on being honest with these guys and keeping, being upfront with them. I have to be upfront with them when things like that happens as well, So, but I tell my guys, we got to play over it, we got to play above it, and try to put yourself in position where you don't need it, So it was unfortunate, but at this point in time, we just got to move on. We got a big game this week against Northwood.
On defense, Caleb Elam is active as we've seen him this year for sure, maybe ever.
This is a young man. He started the first game for us, and he's got a very tough position that he plays. The competition is fierce, and week in and week out, man, it's no days off for those guys, and he's playing well. He's one of the 4-year kids that we that we went after and recruited when I first got here, and we're proud of him because this is a young man that he's fought fiercely, and he's done some tremendous things there at Davenport, and the parents have done a great job with this young man, and we're proud of him. He had a great game, and, he's got a couple years left. So hats off to him. He continues to be one of the leaders on defense, and we got high expectations moving forward of him.
We'll talk a little bit more about this week's opponent in the final segment when we go over to Northwood to take on the Timberwolves. How was practice today, and what's the mindset right now and the state of mind of your program?
Well, Tuesdays are always tough practices for any team, in the country playing at the collegiate levels because that's install day. Install.
Okay.
That's install day, and kids are going to make mistakes because, there's assignments that they have to take care of, and, they're not able to do it at full speed. And, so Tuesdays are always tough, a little sluggish type deal going on. But, as practice went on, kids began to get a little more comfortable in some things that we want to achieve as a team. And then tomorrow the expectation is that it'll be at a high level, and we need to have success at a high rate. And then obviously Thursday is what I call polish day, and that's when you wrap up everything when it comes, to your game plan.
On your scout team, they're really crucial those first couple days. They've got to learn a new offense quickly and get it installed.
And that's part of the frustrations on Tuesdays is because everybody's got, they've got to be on high alert. Everyone's got to be on the same page, and it's just not possible, just due to NCAA and the number of hours that you're allowed, to work with the players. And then that's why Wednesdays and Thursdays are really, really big, important days for us.
Well, that's we'll get maybe in a later show. We'll talk a little bit more about the scout team because I know those are your stars of tomorrow.
And we have winners on this thing every week, and we promote that stuff.
All right, that's great to see. Well, Sparky, we want to get you over to get some good Uccello's food here. We're going to take a break, come back with Aaron Hill, redshirt sophomore. So stay with us. The Davenport Coaches Show continues here at Uccello's of Caledonia. Stay with us as you listen to Davenport football here on Magic 104.9, or you're watching it live here on our various media platforms. Stay with us.
West Michigan home buyers, if you're considering lenders, please contact Mario Flores at 231-638-0200 at Van Dyke Mortgage on the Lakeshore. It's a wonderful time to be in the market for a mortgage when you choose Van Dyke Mortgage on the Lakeshore. Van Dyke's loan experts know how to help you prepare and help you get approved. Don't wait for the market to be perfect. Start your planning with Mario Flores, branch manager at Van Dyke Mortgage on the Lakeshore.
Mario Flores, NMLS number 135862. Van Dyke Mortgage Corporation, NMLS number 3035, 231-638-0200. MarioFlores.VanDykeMortgage.com. Van Dyke Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
And we continue the Davenport Coaches Show, coming to you live from Uccello's in Caledonia. We're going to talk swimming and diving. Justin Vasquez, the men's and women's swimming coach, will join us in our next segment. But right now, we're pleased to be joined by Aaron Hill, redshirt sophomore from Los Angeles, a defensive back. Right away, we got to get to this, Aaron. They said they call you Milt. What's the story behind that?
Man, just a nickname I got growing up, and it just kind of stuck with me.
You got it in Los Angeles?
Yeah.
All right.
I got it in Los Angeles, yeah.
After anybody special, or is this a story we can't tell on the air?
Nah, it's after my father. So,
okay.
Yeah, he was Big Milk, so now I'm Little Milk. It's just stuck with me since I was a kid.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about your days in Los Angeles. You prepped at Eastside High School. Bobby Godinez, is that how you say it?
Coach G, Bobby Godinez.
Coach G. Tell us about how he influenced you as a player and as a person.
Oh, man, Coach G, he changed my life, man. He made me a football player. I thought I was a basketball player. Coach G told me if I played football for him, he would get me to college, and he was a man of his word. So, big ups to Coach G.
Let's go back to that time in high school, Aaron, when you're focused on basketball and you're thinking about it and you're starting to dabble in football. Was there a point, a game or a play or a season where you say, that's when I knew I could play football at the next level?
I don't know if it was a play. I just kind of had a good year. And so my senior year, I kind of had a good year. And I was a late bloomer in my height. I had a mean growth spurt. Like my ninth grade, I was only about 5'3". So,
really?
Now, yeah, exactly.
You grew a foot in high school.
Yeah, exactly. So, by the time my senior year comes, I'm about 6'1"-ish, 6'2"-ish. And, I could play, so.
You've grown an inch or so since you got here.
Yeah. So, exactly. So, again, but that's all credit to Coach G, man. Bobby Godinez, he's a great guy. He's a great coach. He's the head coach at East Los Angeles College now. So, again, he told me if I play football, he would help get me to the next level, and he was a man of his word. So.
Well, he was all-conference and honorable mention all-state in Los Angeles. And you went to Los Angeles College, where Coach G is now. He wasn't there then, though?
No.
Okay, tell us about Los Angeles College, because we got a couple players from there.
Yeah, East Los Angeles College is one of the biggest community colleges in the world. And they're big on football there. They're big on sports. We have a great basketball team there. They actually have the Last Chance U season 2. That's getting ready to start up for men's basketball at East Los Angeles College. And the football team is having a good year there. I believe they're 3-2 right now, and they're still ranked in like the top 25 in California JUCO. So, Coach G's doing his thing there.
Aaron Hill, our guest from Los Angeles, talk a little bit about this team. A tough loss Saturday, Aaron. And we were talking with Sparky how there's probably 5 or 6 plays that if you could win those, get 4 or 5 of those 6 plays, it would have been a different result.
Yeah, man, we're learning, man. We kind of have a young group. And we're learning. We're trying to put the pieces together. We just got to be a little more consistent each of us doing our 111. If everyone does their job, I think we'll be a little better. And that's not taking no plays off neither.
We had a terrific interception Saturday. Almost got in the end zone, but Flag pulled it back. But it had to feel good to get that pick and get a nice return out of it.
I play a deep position. We have Deshaun Lowry, who I think he's one of the best defensive backs in Division II. We have myself, Kendall Sawyer, who's another great talent. Nick Kane, Marshall, DJ. Man, all the freshmen, Clifton. I don't want to miss anyone's name, but we have a deep group, a very deep group. And so, man, it's like you get your opportunities out there. You just want to take advantage.
All right, Aaron, let's talk a little bit about this Saturday. Again, you're just now getting the installs, as Coach says, right now. But what's this team got to do to get a W up at Northwood Saturday?
Man, we got to do our job, man. Northwood, they have a great team there, man. They're well coached. They have a lot of good players offensively. They have a great running back. It's pretty physical. They have good receivers who can run, who can catch. They can make plays after catching the ball. So I think defensively we really have to come and strap it up, be ready to play a full game, and be ready to bring our hard hats.
All right, Aaron, let's go back and get some of that good Uccello's food, okay?
Yes, sir.
Aaron Hill, our special guest. We'll take a break. We'll come back and talk a little Davenport swimming. You watch and listen to the Davenport Coaches Show, live from Uccello's in Caledonia.
Van Dyke Mortgage on the Lakeshore's commitment to finding the right home loan for you is second to none. The experienced licensed team at Van Dyke on the Lakeshore will work hard to give you a smooth and timely mortgage process from application to closing. Mario Flores, branch manager, Van Dyke Mortgage on the Lakeshore, has access to a full range of mortgage products so that you get the right loan with a great rate, the terms you're looking for, and costs to meet your unique needs. Call Mario Flores at 231-638-0200 today and experience the Van Dyke Mortgage difference.
Mario Flores, NMLS 135862, Van Dyke Mortgage Corporation, Corp NMLS 3035, 231-638-0200, marioflores.vandykemortgage.com. Van Dyke Mortgage is an equal housing lender, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
And we switch gears on the Davenport Coaches Show, switching from football to swimming and diving. Justin Vasquez joins us, the head coach of the men's and women's program, and your fifth year heading up the head coach of the men's and women's swimming and diving program, and your 14th year coaching overall. Let's talk a little bit how you got here. Prior to coming here, you were at Grand Valley State at assistant swim, and before that at Calvin College.
Yeah.
Now Calvin University. Tell us about your coaching days at Calvin first.
Yeah, it's kind of my first college coaching job, and working with Dan Gelderloos over there. The cool thing about Dan was even though I was new and it was my first time getting into college, he gave me a lot of responsibility. And so right away, my first 3 years as a college coach, he gave me a group to work with and kind of a group to be in charge of, and gave me tasks of doing a little bit of recruiting and kind of figuring out all the admin and behind the scenes stuff, but also gave me responsibility with coaching athletes. And so from there I definitely knew that I wanted to continue with the coaching career, and I learned a lot underneath Dan for the first 3 years.
As a student athlete yourself at Grand Valley State, you were an All-American and also an academic All-American. You ended up coaching at Grand Valley State GVSU. Now the enemy, but at that time when you were coaching, must have been a thrill to be coaching at your alma mater.
Yeah, for sure. It was fun. I was familiar with it, and so I knew other athletes that were there at the same time as me. Some of them were helping out as coaches there, and so I was just kind of familiar with the area. And obviously, being back in the Gliac is fun. You kind of know your rivalries, and you get up for certain meets, and it was a great time as far as being at Grand Valley and coaching there. Is like I said, is familiar, and we did a good job over there.
I was looking over the women's schedule before you came up here today and saw that your last meet up in Marquette, you lost 150 to 149 by one single point. That had to be a heartbreaker.
Yeah, it's funny how scoring works with swimming and diving is, especially in a tri-meet like that. So Northern Michigan's there, St. Cloud is there. We're going through the events and we're competing at the same time. But what they do is they take, first place is 9 points in an event, and then 4, then 3, then 2, and then 1. So each team usually puts up 3 or more athletes in there, and so that's kind of how the points work. And we looked at, we've been kind of bitten with some sickness and a little bit of injuries, so we didn't have a full lineup going up there, and so we didn't have much wiggle room with our women's lineup, and so it was what it was. And when we got the scores at the end, we realized it was a 1 point a loss, but going into dual meet, swimming and diving is a little bit different. It's more like a practice for us.
Okay.
Practice on competing and kind of understanding race strategy and kind of what we want to do for the end of the year. Every team's in a different training cycle at certain points, and so our big meets are our mid-season meets, which will be the Don Kimball Invite that we're going to host, and then the Gliac meet and the national championships. And so that's when everybody's kind of rested, wearing the tech suits, and really trying to go fast and perform well.
Justin, coaching a program is certainly challenging enough, but building one, starting one out and getting going, that has special challenges. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely some ups and downs as trying to start a program and build a culture. With the women's team, we started with all freshmen our first year, and so we had 7 swimmers and 2 divers, so 9 total athletes just 4 years ago. And then with the men, starting up 2 years ago, this being our second year, I brought some transfer guys in, and so we had some leadership as far as people that have been through the college season, and it's pretty grueling. It's really like 2 high school seasons in one season, and so now that we have some upperclassmen, and now that this is our 4th year with the women, our 2nd year with the men, we're starting to build on something and starting to have people understand what it takes to be a college swimmer or college diver.
And of course, a big part of that is the academic side, and we can say your women's team has had a Scholar All-American honor every semester, and you've got to be proud of that.
Yeah, definitely. And to get Scholar All-American, you have to have be invited to the NCAA championship meet and have a 3.5 or higher GPA through that semester.
All right, Coach, we just got a couple more minutes here. Let's give you a couple of women's team and men's team swimmers that are standouts for you right now.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Right now, on the women's side, Ella Wagner from Germany has been pretty solid throughout the year. Our 3 women divers that have made the national meet every year, the twins, Lacey, Lexi, Emily, they do great. On the men's side, I would say the standout swimmer so far has been Alvaro Ruiz. He's from Spain. He's posted some really fast times this year, and is one of the top swimmers.
Are you getting the frequent flyer miles for these recruiting trips to Germany and Spain?
It would be fun to head over to Germany and Spain and actually be there in person to recruit them. But they just come over here. But yes, that would be fun to head over there and get some miles.
All right. Well, we should mention, the Don Kimball Invite. That you'll be hosting that, right?
Yeah.
And that's November 19th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's at the Kentwood Pool, right?
Kentwood Pool. It's the home meet. It's outside of conference and national championships. This is a time where we're going to be diving well and swimming fast. So definitely come out and support the team and come watch us during that weekend. It'll be a fun weekend. It'll be a fast weekend.
The women's and the men's, the Friday through Sunday.
Yep, Friday night.
November 19th through 21. Check that out again. The Kentwood Aquatic Center, the women's and men's program will be hosting, so get a chance to cheer on Justin's squads on both sides of that. Justin, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Go have some more good food.
Yeah,
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back to a little more football here on the Davenport Coaches Show, here live from Uccello's in Caledonia.
West Michigan homebuyers, if you're considering lenders, please contact Mario Flores at 231-638-0200 at Van Dyke Mortgage on the Lakeshore. It's a wonderful time to be in the market for a mortgage when you choose Van Dyke Mortgage on the Lakeshore. Van Dyke's loan experts know how to help you prepare and help you get approved. Don't wait for the market to be perfect. Start your planning with Mario Flores, branch manager at Van Dyke Mortgage on the Lakeshore.
Mario Flores, NMLS number 135862. Van Dyke Mortgage Corporation, Corp. NMLS number 3035. 231-638-0200. MarioFlores.VanDykeMortgage.com. Van Dyke Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
And we continue our final segment here of the Davenport Coaches Show from Uccello's in Caledonia. Sparky McEwen joins us back one more time to talk a little bit about this week's matchup. We head up to Midland for, at least for the time being, will be the final conference game between Davenport and Northwood in football, because Northwood is leaving the Gliac after this year.
Wow, I didn't think about that until you just brought that up. And, that's it's unfortunate because I've been, a part of the Northwood scene, since back in 1986, when I was a student at Ferris State. So seeing a program, a university, leave our conference, that's tough. But they got to do what they got to do for them. And, I actually know the head coach over there, Leonard. Amazing, great man. He serves that community well and does a great job with his players. And it's unfortunate, but I didn't think of that. That's going to be the last time we play him as a Gliac conference opponent.
With Northwood coming in at 1-5, Davenport 2-4, safe to say you got two teams hungry, really hungry for a win.
Thanks, Rick.
Yeah,
we are. It's true. It's true. And when you go back and you watch the video of both these teams, man, there's some mirror images there where, they go out, they play hard, two tough teams, and I would like to think both our teams are well coached, and we've fallen on some tough times, and we've had some really tough schedules. They played Grand Valley, and they played Ferris, and they played Tiffin. And those three teams alone have been ranked in the, AP poll. And then for ourselves, we know how tough it's been for us. And that doesn't mean either one of thee teams are no good. It's just that we haven't been able to step up to the challenges met by, these strong opponents. But both teams are talented, and they're going to present, some challenges for us on both sides of the ball.
They've been playing two quarterbacks as you do your preparation. I guess you got to prepare for both.
Absolutely. Whoever shows up in that position, you're going to have to take a good look at them and evaluate them and see what problems that they pose for you. And just like they're probably doing that for us, we've now played actually three, and one's a senior and the other two are, one's a sophomore and a freshman. So that's always tough. Because, you want to settle on a guy, but, sometimes, look at Ferris State. They got a three-headed monster at quarterback.
Yeah.
And
they seem to be doing okay.
Yeah.
They're number one in the nation this week, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so it can happen, but as a coach, you got to go in and evaluate, schemes and personnel and hopefully that you're able to put together a scheme to contend against them.
And finally, Sparky, give us a couple keys from your standpoint to getting a win against the T-Wolves in Midland this Saturday.
I would love to see us put together a complete game offensively and defensively. You've been with us every day, every game this year, and, we've had our moments, to shine on offense, and we haven't put up a lot of points. And when you get to watch what we call a coach copy of film, it's really frustrating for us, because we're there. We've scored touchdowns. We have touchdowns waved off that were touchdowns. We've dropped touchdowns. We fumbled touchdowns. Every way that you could take away the actual touchdown, we've seen it. And it's in all my years of coaching, I don't think I've ever had a season of this nature where you're able to put up yards and do some different things and execute in a way and just not finish. So this week I like to see us finish on offense. In defense, I love to see for us to get off the field a little more when it comes to the big play. I think back to Ferris. I think back to Northern Michigan the first time and Michigan Tech, where it seems that we always have two plays during the game where it's a third and long or maybe a fourth and long and the team converts. And special teams have been pretty solid for us this year. I'd just like for us to play a complete game, and let's see what happens. Don't turn it over. And continue to cause turnovers, and let's see if we can put together a complete game.
Well, we've really had some great games through the years with Northwood, and it could be again.
Man, brutal. I remember going over to Midland when we were 6-0 in a game, and our guys, we seemed to be a little more confident than what you should. And we went in there, and it was a close game, but I felt like they beat us up pretty good. They knocked out three of our running backs, and they were physical. They always play physical, Northwood does. So it's going to be a tough game. All of our games are tough, number one.
Yeah.
So the expectation from our team is that we're gonna fight you. We're going to go in there. We're going to get after you. But, we need to go in there and just play a complete game. And when the smoke clears, we'll see what happens.
All right, that'll wrap it up for tonight's edition of the Davenport Coaches Show. Thanks to Aaron Hill, player, for joining us from the football team, and Justin Vasquez, men's and women's swimming and diving coach at Davenport. So for Coach Sparky McEwen, I'm Rick Rookie. If you're listening to us live on Magic 104.9, Davenport football is next. Davenport and Northwood. Go Panthers.